Okay. Oh,
There we go. I was
there
just
you
about
are.
to call, see if anybody else is on here.
I know it's because I didn't open it up properly.
Ugh. Well, at least it was you this time.
I just realized that Chris Kelsey's having a hard time. Let me call him back here. See if try again now. Call Chris Kelsey. I didn't put start on. I didn't click start on. So I'm I just had another thing to do, and Jamie's on here now. So try it again. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go off of it. That's why.
This
Can you hear
is
me all right?
turn the sound up a little. Try that now.
Uh, can you hear me though?
I can hear you,
I
man.
can hear. Okay, I can hear you fine.
So in the did you look did you read did you watch the two episodes?
Well, I watched the one that was a link that Frank provided, and trying to get on the other ones, and I just uh, figured out how to get on this Neanderthal one. It was there. I don't know.
No, Neanderthal's not today. Uh
Yeah,
the
they.
two the two are the ones that were on the
Yeah, I tried finding it and then couldn't find it, and then I
did you get
found
my
one, and
message?
now they want me to pay for it. So I was going to talk to Frank about how he circumvented that.
So you went online though? You went online to do it?
No, I tried it. Because I don't have regular television. I was watching YouTube, trying to find it and punch in, and
Oh,
There he is.
how
it's a
about that?
it's a pain.
Hang on, let me get my microphone there.
Yeah, well, there are other ways to do it, Jamie, if you to touch base with me. I mean,
All
the,
right.
the main way is to go online.
Well, and
Uh
that's what I did. That's what I did this morning.
yeah, kind of late. So with those titles, you looked up those titles and the season and the episode and so on.
Yeah, it still wants me to pay for it or something or other. And
How much does it want you to pay for it?
I want you to donate first, and then it makes
that's like
some kind of arrangement with you. Yeah.
Oh, it didn't do that to
that's
me.
Well, you've had your deal all set up for a long time, I imagine, right? You've been watching Nova for
Well, I do have those on recording,
yeah.
both
So
Nova and Nature, and
yeah, sure.
but at the same time. I kind of just also can go online. I mean, that's how I found them there to make sure that you guys would know.
Yeah,
well,
Frank had a link. Frank had a link to getting in there, and I was able to get in on his link.
and
So
you watched that episode?
yeah, I did. Well, I watched on
Both
Frank's
episodes.
link. It was yeah. I had already watched Secrets of the Forest, and then Frank's link had the Ancient Builders of the Amazon, I think.
Yeah, that's the one I
Yeah, but we're
watched.
not we're not doing Secrets of the Forest.
Oh well.
We're doing I
Yeah, you know
I
more than you
gave
need to.
I gave you the names of the episodes and the where to find them. The one we're looking for is one is the hidden ancient builders of the Amazon, but the other one is called Hidden in the Amazon,
Uh,
which is on there. I made this all very clear, I thought, in an email. Um, all you have to do is go online,
Ah,
um, and and the network. I explained that the network is Secrets of the Dead, which is a network that I use for history. It's got all kinds of great history stuff on it. Everybody in history is dead. Um, and then it's got an episode, which is
so is that a different program or is that a Nova program?
that's
Secrets
not
of
a
the
Nova
Dead.
program. It's on the Secrets of the Dead, which is a different channel.
Ah, okay.
we got a lot of stuff on Nova that we're not looking at yet. There's basically in my emails, I've listed a whole bunch of the couple. Maybe you were away, I don't know, but a few weeks ago, there's a whole bunch of them listed on that email uh, on Nova. There's three or four of them that begin human, and
Right.
then those are all the evolution ones.
Secrets,
General evolution ones.
but Secrets of the Dead is not Nova. It is a
No,
different
it's Secrets
program.
of the Dead. Yeah, it's Secrets of the Dead. Um, and then that has a show called Hidden. The Hidden. Um, it's called.
Hidden
I
in the
got I
Amazon.
got all these different lists here. Um, it's called Hidden in the Amazon. And this is the beauty of these two episodes. Um, the builders of the Amazon, the ancient builders of the Amazon, which you got, I guess, that was on Nova. And then the other one's called Hidden in the Amazon. And it's the amazing thing, this is what I was working for to do today, because they're both about the same business. They're both about the same thing. Um, one's called Secrets of the Amazon, the other one's called The Builders of the Amazon. And they're the same story, but they got all kinds of different focuses. There are several different focuses, those two. Those two. Well, it's 4:01 right now. We'll see. We'll see.
No, it's not. It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's good. That's 2 o'clock for both of you. Yeah.
Yep, 2 o'clock.
So
So where's everybody else? Who's is this the three of us here? Or where's Frank at?
Frank, yeah.
he'll be here, but we know you can do it because you two.
Yeah. Oh, that was a miracle. I
I
mean, it
had to
really
open
was.
something up there with you though just now, Chris.
You bugger you. I was going round and round and round doing the
Oh,
same
you shouldn't do
stuff,
that.
clicking. And then I clicked and there you were. It was like, okay.
Yeah, well,
Keep doing whatever it was that you did that time. Keep doing that because I would love to continue to join these meetings.
he pushed start is what he did.
Well,
Ah,
Carlos, Carlos is I guess on the way, and
You've been closed in.
yeah.
You're,
Sequestered.
you're noisy. That's why.
Uh-oh.
I like that
Look out,
door
she's
opens.
putting chains on the outside of the door there or something, you know?
Lock him
Yeah.
in.
No,
There you go.
it's the ball and chain actually. So
Oh, baby. Was that Anne? Was that Anne?
twas she.
Please tell her it was lovely to see her. She looks gorgeous, man. Yeah.
I got an
Give
arm
her,
and a
give her
sweater.
my
That's all.
best. Give her a big hug and kiss from me.
For you,
Wow.
okay, I'll do it for
I haven't
you.
I haven't seen Anne in, I mean, a long time.
I know we'll have to. There's Frank,
There's Frank. He's the
and I
man.
and I know
Hello, guys.
And I know Carlos is on the way. Unfortunately, so far, Frank, have you read both articles?
Articles. No, I've been watching videos.
Watching
I
the
mean, both
video.
videos. Yeah, the two videos.
Yeah, I watched a bunch this morning. Which two are you talking about? I
Two,
watched them.
two. Um,
I
the
watched
one.
Ancient Builders, Secrets of the Rainforest, Origins, Journeys, Neanderthal. I watched all those.
No, none of those are what we're talking about.
Oh, let me
Ah,
catch up. You guys talking about?
Frank's got it down.
I watched the one you sent the link for because that's the one I
Yeah,
could get on.
yeah.
And I tried to look up some other ones, and it's
Dude,
very difficult. Plus,
okay,
they want me to.
here are the two episodes. Better never than late. Um, and one was on the Secrets of the Dead channel, which I tried to
Uh,
explain in email.
Ah,
Um, and of course, it's just, you have to read those emails, otherwise you have no clue. And that's a channel. That's a channel
There's
which I
two
do,
separate
which I
programs.
do subscribe to. We're just, you know, save. And that uh, is online. That's the thing. It's I tried to explain it in one email that you can go online, you can do the whole business online. It's very simple to do it. Um, and that'll take you to online. You don't have to do it with your computer or your TV. You can do it on or your computer. You do it on online. Anyway, now I get you three, and Carlos is, I think, due. I just got a
Oh,
message from his ball chain. Um, and
Oh,
Ouch.
so
careful you.
they're all that in my mind right now. So um, and so she said, "What time is it there? Is it 4 or 5? Because it's 5 there. Of course, it's 4 here." So she knew that, and so now she might be trying. Okay, I texted back and said, "Now, no link here. Please have the link sent to Chula Bets." Okay, Frank, here's where you got. Here's where you come in handy. Um, as it often goes to Sukai Cox Net, which is inactive dead. What the? I don't know what this. Please have the link because they don't have the link.
okay.
Please
Sent
have the
to,
link sent to
855.
Chula Bets.
wow.
That's Bets's email. Um, as it often
I-
goes to Sukai at Cox. So try that, Frank. Uh, Chula, Chula. That's the name of one of their dogs.
Huh.
And then same word, Betts, Betts. That's her. The
Chula Bets.
the link Chula Betts, yeah, .com. Oh no, Chula Betts at gmail.com. It would be
Yeah,
Chula Betts at gmail.com. And apparently, uh, the link is dead. Maybe that's the way you helped Chris out before. Um, try that, Frank.
okay. I'll
See if
send her the,
the link.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send her
the
the
link.
link.
Yeah, that's Carlos. This is like we're doing this for the first time, you know. And
Technology, man, it's just such a pain in the butt. You
I
know?
know which part of that is the pain in the butt, you could say.
All of it. All of
Well,
it.
well,
It's when the leader doesn't push the right button.
Ah.
so I could if I only had one. So
Yeah.
if if otherwise we wouldn't be doing even this, right? If we didn't have this technology. So we can curse the technology all we choose to do, and I do, but at the same time, if we didn't have it, then what
Good
would
point.
we'd be doing? So I
Then we
know
wouldn't have it.
Tim Finnegan's not going to be here. I know that.
Scott.
I think you all got his message, which is in the way we're looking at it. He sent the message to all of us. Um,
Yeah, I got that.
Got that. Yeah. And Scott too, right? Scott?
Scott's not.
Scott's not gonna be able to attend. There was an email from Scott.
Oh, an email.
Yeah, there was an email from Scott.
Oh,
Something about holiday travel plans got changed or the flight got changed and wasn't gonna be able to make it.
okay, that's those two.
I'm pretty sure I read that.
Then there's Tim Reith, who's the archaeologist who is going to be featured in these. Haven't heard shit from him. Um, that's him. Um, Ron's always regular.
Ooh.
He called me last week. We had a 2 hour conversation. So he didn't say a word to me about not being here. Um, Mitch is always here. In fact, I think Mitch helped um, you, right? Was it you, Chris? No.
Well, Frank was very helpful to me. I was
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Mitch helped Carlos, I think, because they know each other.
yeah.
Um,
shucks.
so here's
Did I
something.
lose
Oh,
you guys?
here's Ron.
You guys
Okay.
see me at
Oh,
all?
cool.
Um, so he'll be showing up in his face, but there he
How did
is.
I lose
There
you
he
guys?
is.
Hey
Um,
guys,
Hey man,
I don't
yeah.
know what happened.
good to see you.
So there are these five guys, and I think a couple of more on the way. I have to cancel at 5:30 my time. Um, so that's in about an hour and 20. Um, and we're making fun of ourselves here, Ron, in what and where we aren't really following the instructions of the leader. Um, which two episodes are you ready to talk about?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I watched everything before. The only thing that we can't watch is the one on the Secrets of the Dead. That one is not available on Maryland Public Television.
Did you try
You can watch
online?
the
Did you try online like my
Yeah, when I
recommendation?
search for it, yeah, when I search for it, it comes back and links to Maryland Public TV and says it's not there. So I could see the highlights of it, but the episode wasn't around. So at that point, I needed to do some other things. But
Yeah, okay, that's my
Yeah.
excuse for
The highlights would help for nothing. Um, so I spent like, I
yeah,
don't
it's
know
the
how
one
many,
she was
I- I've
talking
watched,
about the wasps.
well, that's one part of it. Yeah. I've watched both of these shows three times preparing for yours. I'm yours truly. Yours maybe not so truly. So, um, so nobody's watched all two of these, and Jamie,
I
you
watched I watched I
yeah,
watched all of the Nova programs.
no,
yeah,
sorry.
me too, but we're not prepared
Frank,
to
didn't you
talk
watch
about all them today. Hmm?
Frank, did you watch The Secrets of the Dead?
You talking to me?
Yeah, Frank.
No, I didn't.
The episode that's called anybody? It's called Hidden in the Amazon.
On the program Secrets of the Dead.
There you guys are.
Let me repeat what I said in an email to you all.
Can you tell us
Secrets,
when you sent the email, Phil?
sec,
When you sent that?
We'll just send a bunch of links out.
no, I don't really have a record of that, but it's been
It
Okay.
was Monday.
maybe
It was Monday. It was last Monday, the 17th.
the 17th. There you go. So I'll tell you about that channel. Um, it's a channel that I record because it may sound Secrets of the Dead like it's about zombies and things like that, but it's not. It's just about history. And it's an amazing fact here. We all should be really fascinated by it, that most of the people in history are dead. So, in this particular case, the show is called Secrets of the Dead because all the people it's about are dead because they're in history. So, and so
That's a lot of people.
the amazing thing here for all of us to thrill about and have a wonderful time comparing and contrasting, as I mentioned in my email, that they're both about the Amazonian period. And they're both about this tribe, or the Aristes, as they call them, in the Amazon, and we get there, and it's amazing fact, amazing coincidence, really, that both these channels, um, on the Secrets of the Dead channel, on the Secrets of the channel, and on Nova, and the one on Nova, are both about the same thing. It's a tremendous coincidence, and that was kind of like my whole thrill today. We would compare the two
Oh,
episodes, uh, and
Yeah, when you search on the internet, Phil, for the Secrets of the Dead one, it will show up. It will show up as a connection to PBS, and it may be that your PBS station in Washington still has that. The one in Maryland doesn't no longer have it. The New Jersey link doesn't have it anymore. It just comes up and says that video is no longer available. Other episodes in that series are available. We've watched other episodes, but
of
yeah, that one's just not there.
on Secrets of the Dead, you mean?
That episode, yeah, in Secrets of the Dead. Yeah.
Because I checked the both of them out before I sent my email to you guys.
You
And
can
went online,
you can't,
Did you go online?
Phil, both via the PBS app, both via a link online. And the thing is, with the link online, then it goes to your local, gives you your regional view, and it says it's no longer available. It's what, episode 4 in season 20, right? Yeah. It just isn't out there.
Yeah, it is Secrets of Four on. That's amazing. I just more I got more complaints about. I heard a little ding. Betsy Doggo. Frank's information is not a link.
Oh, come on.
I cannot use it.
Okay, let me go back
Can
and see what I
someone
sent
send a
him.
link? Frank, you can do that, right?
Well, I just did.
Zoom login.
She says,
I heard you. I just don't know.
I cannot use it. It's not a link. I cannot use it. Can someone send a link?
Okay, that's what I did. But obviously it was the wrong link.
I think this workshop what we got going here, this class seminar or whatever,
Did you
is
get a link?
really is really a
Send you that
challenge. It's
number?
really just a challenge to us in some way. I mean, it's exciting to discover what way that might be. I'm trying I'm trying I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, exciting.
Eh,
Do we really want to be excited though? I mean, I remember somebody explaining this about excitement and how
Oh
it
yeah,
isn't all it's made
oh
out to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Oh,
He's describing how I when all my students used to talk about things exciting or really good, like I was excited, and I said, well, do you think being mugged on a street corner would be exciting? And they looked at me, and I said, what do you think the symptoms of excitement are? And they go, well, heart rate goes up, uh, all those things. I never say raped. I considered
thank
it
you.
now and then. Do you think it would be
Well,
exciting to
thank
get
you for not.
raped?
Yes, no.
You know?
Thank you for not.
Um, but I never actually tried that on them because I've probably been gotten in big trouble with uh, the way the university had become, and so I knew that, of course, that I would be in trouble if I said that. So I just said mugged, which I thought worked okay. But um, there's so much I wanted to say today, my friends. It's kind of like Adele. I'm Adele, and I'm on the stage, and I said, well, I had this whole thing planned, but I've got laryngitis. Um, because these are two such wonderful programs. Um, and the coincidence is fascinating. Like I just told a couple of guys before Ron came, uh, that these two shows showed up within a month of each other, one on the Nova channel and one on the Secrets of the Dead channel, on the Ariste's culture in the Amazon um, during this period, as you all know, because you've all seen one version of it, I think.
Yes.
So we can talk about that. I guess you probably all got the one that
Well,
was
what are the differences? I mean,
on Nova, probably. You all had that from
Yeah,
Nova.
got the Nova one.
And that's when I first read the two of them, I discovered the one on Secrets of the Dead accidentally. Okay, Beth says the number doesn't work as a sign-in, right? You're really
I sent
failing.
it back to her. I said,
Oops, oops,
I,
oops, there it is. It's here. There it is.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Whatever she says here.
I told her, don't use the spaces and make sure there's no space before or after the password. Because I did it once with the space before the password and it didn't work. So anyway, it worked. Hi,
All
Beth.
Well, I
right.
haven't seen anybody yet. I haven't seen Carlos yet. I've got Bet's
There
asterisk.
we go.
There he
Here's
is.
Carlos.
There
There's
he is.
Carlos.
There he is.
There we go.
So she's got the data now to know in the future that okay, so Frank,
I hope
Charlie.
so. Write it down.
Yeah. Yeah, write it down. There you go.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Frank.
Carlos and I've talked a couple times since he's been back, but I know everybody else is happy to see him back. You don't know all these guys,
Everybody,
Charlie, as we used to call him. Um, so up in the upper left-hand corner, that's Jamie. Have you ever met Jamie, Frank? I don't think so.
Oh, I have.
I
You're
mean, I
talking
mean, I
to
mean, I mean,
Carlos.
I mean,
I think we actually
I
did meet
mean,
once
I
briefly.
mean, Betts, whoever you are. So Carlos knows any of these guys?
Well, just from
The
this
first
club.
meeting, the very first meeting that we did have,
yeah.
yeah. So that's Jamie, wasn't there anyway. He was in Alaska or somewhere. That's him up in the left-hand corner. And then Chris Kelsey, Jamie Laird up there. Chris Kelsey waving at you now. Um, he was my student for many and my TA for lots of classes and so on. He's got his PhD from the University of Hawaii and is a teacher at the community college. Then there's Ron Sauls, um, who's a very, very great friend, of course, and the one of the greatest. I was going to say proctologists, but I'm always trying to think of.
Proctologist.
I'm always
Whoa.
trying to think
You
of
mean
that
a
way to say.
cartologist?
I always trying to think of a way to a map guy.
Cartologist.
Uh,
Oh, you're
I know
mapping
there's a
something.
term. Uh,
You mean cartographer?
There
Cartographer,
you
that's the
go.
word, cartographer.
There you go.
And
There you
so we're
Retired.
he's really great at cartography. He can
He
take your
retired
cartograph anytime you're around and he'll take your cartograph.
go.
If you give him your
with a
autograph,
thumbprint.
if you give him your
Yep, I'll give you a
autograph,
cartograph.
and but you have to give him your autograph and
We'll drive your
and
autograph.
or your pornograph, whichever is handier. And then
Nope, can't do that for work.
that's
No.
very good. Yeah, the pornograph is an excellent item, tool. It's a good tool. So we'll move on. You guys got me really punchy right now, I have to admit, because I work my ass off. And here's Mitch. Um,
All
and
right,
so
Mitch.
Mitch actually gives us uh,
7 guys.
6 of you guys. Here's Mitch.
Wow.
Uh, Look at him. He's got that look. Who's that look? It's almost I can't think of his name now. But so Mitch, of course, and Betts Putnam Hidalgo, it says over there. So that why you have a beard, Betts. What happened? How did you get that beard? Here, and we want to really, really though lay it on Chris. He's stolen Betts's name is his pseudonym, Carlos. I mean, not excuse me, Chris. Frank vanished, and so. What happened? Did he just screw Phil and leave? I don't know. So, um, Carlos just got done walking 500 miles. And Santiago de Compostela, is that how you pronounce? Is that all the letters? Is that all the words, Carlos? Santiago de
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. You got on, Carlos?
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, you got my link.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, it took me a while to jump through some hoops.
Uh-huh.
Call Frank Miller.
Anyway, happy pre-Thanksgiving.
Just,
What a great holiday we
just
have.
mingle a little while I'm on the phone here.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank, are you there?
I'm calling him now.
He disappeared.
Mm.
I want him to ship out all the links for all the
I want to see if he's cursing me.
shows. They came right up when I touched on that.
You're not going to answer because he sees it's from me.
Well, maybe he went to the bathroom.
Could be.
I'll choose voice message. That's the second curtain, right? So these guys are all figuring out that you're just decided we're not friends any longer. And
Ah.
so anyway, you're gone. And Mitch just showed up now, so that's five. And you were going to make six. And where are you? This is really getting interesting today. Hope to see you. Hope to see you showing up. But you shut right out. So
Cool.
what the hell? Come on the show and tell us.
Oh,
Me.
wait,
Bye.
this link is
I'm
going.
I'm 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 really trying to play around here, but I'm a little disappointed. I'm not. I'm blaming it. I'm not sure how to. You know. I if uh, if you can't find these shows, I wish you'd let me know. Um, Whatever they are, I've reached out now to say now please when you're not going to make it, please tell the whole group because it's a group thing that we're involved with, and Tim Finnegan did that very nicely. I was appreciative of getting that message from him. Um, I never hear from Tim Reith, our archaeologist in the group. I know he's a busy guy, but he just doesn't show up. So it's a little frustrating for me. What can I say? When I don't hear from anyone, and then they don't show up, and I, quite frankly, work real hard to prepare for these seminars. Um, and now that I realize that you don't have most of you, maybe Mitch does, um, the two programs on that I plan to talk with you about. One of them being the Nova version
Chiquita.
of the
Mama.
Ariste people in Amazon, and the other one being the one on the Secrets of the Dead channel. And I guess a lot of you are having difficulty with that channel. I checked it out myself online, which is the way I emailed you that would be the way to do it. Um, to go through it online, um, which I tried and it worked. Ron shared a file in the meeting. Oh, is that going to tell me that if you can't really get it or something like that? Okay, he's proving to me that you're all innocent. Listen, I trust you all to be innocent. I would like to hear from you, though, to know what your problems are that you're having an issue with it so that I can
Well,
adjust.
no, 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 nah, no, no. Enough of this. Enough of this. Really. I mean, I've looked at all the other shows. We're having a meeting at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. I looked at it at Saturday at noon. Every possible venue online through our local PBS app on the TV, through multiple PBS stations, have that same message that this episode is not
I
available.
believe that. I believe that.
So,
All
so
I want is,
time out on all of that shit for now. If
okay,
it's not available, it's not available.
okay.
And
Time,
we had no links to that of another location. And you can only search on so many places. If it's
that's
not
not
there,
my
it's not
point. That's
there.
not
I
my
was
point,
planning
Ron.
on what,
That's not my point, Ron. My point is, just
but
let
you
me
keep.
know. Just let me know.
But if it's at 2:30 in the afternoon on the day of the meeting, what's that going to help?
Oh, you didn't know you couldn't get it till 2:30 today?
Yeah, I was planning on looking at it this morning and watch it this afternoon. We have a meeting tonight.
Okay.
So just enough of that. Enough.
Yeah,
So let's talk about the one we've all seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
even got
I
notes.
mean, if you're saying that they're similar, and the thing is that series on PBS, the Secrets of the Dead, if you look at the listing of episodes, it's a very strange situation where they'll show like season 20 may only have two or three of all of the episodes now available, right? And that's what happened with this one. And it's in multiple seasons where it's not a list of it. You can still see the preview of it, like the 30-second or the minute and a half, but it's just not there.
Yeah, I had the same experience as you today.
Okay,
Wrong.
from
Oops.
now on, I'm asking you to please tell me if the show that you're trying to watch, that I've asked you to watch, is unavailable. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to provide
Yeah.
manifest it out of nowhere
Ven acá,
or even have seen it. Just I would like to know.
ven acá.
Then I can know how to organize this presentation that we will be building with, and I was going to. So as I said before, I gonna have to meet at 5:30. Nora is performing tonight, so we're going to be going to catch her this evening. Um, so I'll be catching her. So who and I would like to talk about then this one episode that you did watch?
Who would? I would. I mean, I watched it, but Frank provided me the link, and that's, I want him to send me all the links because that's the easy way to go for me.
What?
Thanks, Frank. Most of that stuff that was on that program I know about anyway. Uh, and I think I talked to you about it years ago, Phil, that before the Spanish conquistadors got to the interior, the sicknesses had gotten there first through trade routes and stuff, and everybody was gone. They didn't really know that there was, turns out, millions of people living in the Amazon basin.
Yeah, it reminded me of Matheson's At Play in the Field of the Lord, the sickness and the devastation that's brought, by the common cold or whatever.
That's right.
So horrible. But I was really surprised to find out that all that agriculture was going on, because I just thought it was an area that didn't have any growing, soils weren't very good. They're all leached out from the rains and things. But to find that they were out there deliberately creating their soils
Yeah.
so that they could have enough agriculture to take care of all of their, I mean, these weren't huge urban areas, but there was substantial people, a number of people living there that needed to be accommodated.
Yeah, the soil, when they first found that, they did not know what it was made of. And so that was new information to me. They ground bones and put it in there and everything. I mean, major composting over what, 1,000 years or more. What, 5,000 years or something?
Well, even plus parts of the pottery itself.
Right.
And charcoal.
Yep, charcoal.
Yeah,
Ash,
And
bone,
you think,
pottery.
and you think about that where there may not have been, but as far as we know, there's no written record of that. But the oral history, the local history of how to improve, how to improve this, what's going to work this season, what's going to work this season, and then refining that over that period of time to do it. You said to sustain a civilization. Like they said, it wasn't those big areas, but when they said there were 10,000 people supported by that one series of structures, that's a lot of folks.
Well, yeah, but there were a lot, way more than that originally before the Spaniards showed up.
Well, I think their point is that it wasn't about 10,000 total. It was that these units, these agricultural and units kind of sustained groups of 10,000, whatever, how it had the different
Yeah.
layouts of the structures, and that
Right.
those were found throughout the area. I think that's the same one.
Right. Rather than a single civilization,
Mm-hmm.
the structure was totally different, but it was a lot of people and it did cover a big area.
Oh yeah, big area. I think
Part of
Go
the
ahead.
breakthrough was that technology, though, right? That
LiDAR.
that drone, yeah, that LiDAR thing where they could get above the area and then
That's what I want to know. how that
filter
works.
out the images. Yeah, yeah. Real interesting.
Yeah, they've been using LiDAR all over the world. They're finding all sorts of things,
Wow.
the bottom of the ocean and stuff like that. It's an
What, li-
amazing tool.
what LiDAR can do when you take LiDAR imagery, you can get top of canopy. The returns you get will get like three layers, three sets of data. You'll get the top of canopy, you'll get what's called bare earth, and then you can tweak it for structures. And so what the bare earth one is the one that starts to show patterns and things underneath it, because canopy, you use that when you want to know what you use LiDAR canopy in conjunction with aerial imagery to be able to discern tree types, vegetation types and structures. But the bare earth is what exposes, the pathways and the mounds and those kind of things. And it used to be like, oh, this is something special. And now, like you said, now they strap one on a drone and just, it's like mowing the lawn, right? I mean, you have to go back and forth to get that data. But yeah, it's remarkable. Changing archaeology.
I imagine it has a military use of it too.
Oh, yeah.
Probably how it started.
Probably. Yeah. to look underneath
Light
hydroponics.
detection, light detection and radar. Light detection and radar. It's not laser.
I will tell you that's the new way that the police, the radar gun is no longer a radar gun, which is why they can hide in a driveway and shoot you driving by rather than coming or going. It's that fast. And
Light detection and ranging.
Really
That's
no
it.
way to defeat it. Maybe a mirror car would be good.
And what it does, I mean, you think about the comment over time of like, oh, everything is known, right? Everything is known. And what this has done is open up the field of anthropology,
Yeah.
again.
Sure, which is weird. What we watched in that episode, plus the other episode, the one on Secrets of the Dead channel also talks about LiDAR. But they both had very different approaches to the two, and actually the one on the Secrets of the Dead actually was much more detailed in all kinds of ways. I talked to Carlos about this the other day, and I told him that in some ways I had feelings that I preferred the Ancient Builders one. But once I reread the other one, I've read each of them 3 times. And once I read for the second time, the one on the Secrets of the Dead channel, my notes were much longer, much more extensive from what I got. The one that we all saw here, presumably, which ends in the Monte Grande site.
Yes.
And of course, watching that one, I thought of you, Jamie. You can imagine why, maybe. When we haven't too many, because you've been away, we haven't had too many conversations, but you did raise a conversation about spiral.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to key on that.
For many years, I had touted spirals to Jamie at lots of different levels, spiritual levels, and all kinds of different levels. I think that the most important for me is that the spiral marries the circle and the line. If you've ever thought about it that way. And so the line really representing time and distance and the circle representing space, and how the spiral is what makes the spiral a sacred image in many, many traditions because of that. And we know that it's a natural aspect of human nature anyway, because of the presence of the spiral in so many ways. Like, for example, when I was in high school, one of the gym teachers taught health. And as you all probably remember, one of the main factors when you got a health class in high school, at least in the early 40s, and or early 50s for me, was the spirochete. Anybody know what the spirochete was about?
Nope.
That's what you got in your system when
You
you
got
had
syphilis.
syphilis.
So you got
Yeah, I
syphilis.
heard it came up a couple of places there.
Hmm.
And the syphilis virus was the spirochete, and it made spirals. And so for many years, whenever I heard of the spiral, I thought of syphilis.
And now the rest of us are going to do that. There are many spirochetes. The
Probably some of you outgrown it, maybe, but
It'll be back.
leptospirosis is a spirochete.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
what
I
think
don't know that even know what that is. Spirosis. So what is that?
Oh,
leptospirosis.
lepto.
That's
Go
why
ahead, Jamie. You tell her.
that's why you don't want to go into fresh water in Hawaii, and I suppose almost anywhere else where there have been animals excreting into it, because if you have open cut, then spirochetes can get in there, and that, by God, that's a brain worm, and it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a spirochete again, huh? That's what they call
Yeah,
it,
it is a
spirosis.
spirochete, and then they drill in there.
Leptospirosis. Yikes.
Lepto.
We had a policy at Fish and Wildlife, because not just in Hawaii but doing research throughout the Pacific. If you had done field work and within 1 week you felt like you had a cold or the flu, you immediately had to go to the doctor and tell them, so they put you on a round of antibiotics. Because one of our guys, ironically, not ironically, but he was the head of our contaminants division, contaminating someone. And he got lepto and he was sick and he was a stubborn asshole and he didn't go to the doctor and he died of it. It attacked his liver and then it continued on and attacked his other organs. And that's
Not
what
a
happened.
good way to go.
I think he was in Palau when he got sick. It was either in Palau or in Ponape. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Phil,
That's the way to go.
I was wondering, Phil, when you saw the spiral on the Amazon structure on the ground, must have been exciting for you. Did you expect it? Did you know it was there, or you saw the spiral and went, "Wow"?
I was very excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the spirals on the standing stones in Scotland. That's what he's talking. It's around the world in every culture, and it's two spirals. One works its way in, and then it works its way back out again. It's like a maze.
It's incredible what a figure the spiral is. I mean, there's so many ways of contemplating it, and yeah, it's very lovely. Um, One of the themes that I wanted to talk about
Do you mind if
today,
I ask something real quick? Does this suggest to you that because there's so many of these examples of spirals in so many diverse places at such an early time when it's hard to imagine people would have been able to be in contact? So then are we supposing that this is kind of a universal spontaneity that happens, that people have these connections with spirals independent of any kind of communication with each other?
You say universe, and it makes me think of a galaxy.
Okay.
It's a spiral. but early man didn't see any galaxies around.
Supposedly.
It's a good question. I mean, I think that it's a universal um, movement. It's a universal movement, is what I would think it would consider it. Um, and but on metaphysical levels, it describes two things, right? I mean, one is forward motion, one could say, but and the other would be the repetition of it at the same time. Um, the calendar would seem to be something like that, you know, that in commonsensical way of looking at it, you have a movement, but at the same time, there's changes that take place in the movement. So that if you say we're gaining in years, the year itself is spiraling, right? And all the way through the seasons and so on. But on the other hand, there's growth that's taking place in that motion as well. And those are just a couple of off the wall uh, aspects of it. It's definitely a sacred uh, uh,
Yeah.
idea or
Well,
object.
it's a natural archetype. And Carl Jung would call it a universal archetype,
Sure,
and because it exists in nature everywhere.
sure.
And that's why all cultures have a version of spiral for various purposes. It's just a phenomenon that exists. So the question is how you use it, to symbolize things, and to what extent it's relevant for scientific purposes in modern times. I think it's not unusual to see cultures that have spirals symbolically on different drawings and stuff for thousands of years ago. The question is, how deeply do they understand that
Well,
archetype?
one interesting thing to look at is how I can remember like the first time I ever grokked it. It's a word that I'm almost no longer going to be able to use. Guess why?
Because nobody reads World According to Garp.
Well, grok and garp are kind of different, but
Heinlein.
the way I would see it would be it's Mr. Musk um, is
Oh, yeah.
is using the term now, and I just can't see
No,
any kind
For his
of
AI engine.
no.
anything
Yeah.
about him that I can even tolerate hearing.
He's not allowed to use it.
Um, but
Sorry.
where I saw it for the first time in plant life was with a marijuana tree and looking at the spiraling format of the branches right on up the way. And I've since then seen that in other plants as well. Um,
Right.
and
Right. And seashells. Don't forget the seashells.
Oh,
there
the
you go.
Nautilus. Yeah.
And
There you
what
go.
what one thing I was going to mention that I talked to Phil about before was we tend to think of the planet about our solar system as being fairly static. Well, it's not at all. As it moves forward, if you will, um, it's forming a spiral, a bunch of different spirals as it goes around the galaxy. It's pretty interesting. I've always wondered in which direction we're actually moving, and it turns out that it's revolving, but as it moves forward, it creates spiral, bunch of spirals. It's actually fascinating.
It is, isn't
How,
it?
how about the non-physical nature of it, just the observation that going back to the compost issue of in the Amazon of, oh, well, this is spring, this is summer, this is fall, this is winter, and just the, the observation of the nature of things being a spiral.
Right.
Here's not just seasonality, but
Well, it's repetitious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel the same way. And like I said before, that it's like the calendar, right? I mean, in itself, the calendar is a year by year, but those years are spiraling along. I mean, from season to season to season, and so on. But I think the way I was hoping to kind of open up today was in the context of evolution, right? Appropriate. And another idea, which would be setbacks to evolution. In this particular one piece we're talking about, we get a tremendous view of it, don't we?
I remember watching one thing where one group of hominids, yeah, kind of disappeared on their own. I had the feeling that was in Europe.
Now I'm talking about evolution as a kind of without any other qualifications, just in general. An evolution is a direction, is something moving in a certain direction. I think we've kind of agreed along the way here that in a certain way, a positive one, a way towards health, growth, improvement, and so on. I think that the implications of that are present even in discussions where the word evolution comes up with in a very casual way, not in any kind of spiritual way or any kind of philosophical way in particular. It's just that something grew or something unfolded or something like that, when we use the term. But that the way I really feel that we're all moving towards agreeing, you could say, on evolution is a process towards something better, something. I mean, that's where growth comes in. But what I'm thinking of in this regard, in this question, is here you've got these incredible people that came out of the Stone Age 12,600 years ago. We've seen bits of it in the Nova evolution sequences. And so these people leave because of the Stone Age. They move south and they move down to the Amazon and they create this tremendous culture, the Aristes. Well, and they're evolving. But what?
but what?
Yeah,
That's
but
where
what?
you're talking about this. But then you're talking about the setbacks of their
Yeah,
evolution.
yeah, uh-huh.
They encountered the Europeans.
There you go. There
That
you
was the
go.
setback.
There you go.
It's a
I
dark
mean,
age.
talk about a setback. This whole thing,
Yeah.
this whole piece is about a setback that they had from the Spaniards mainly,
Right.
los conquistadores, and take these people that had a beautiful culture underway with all kinds of wisdom. This isn't that topic or anything, but obviously all kinds of wisdom that they were manifesting in their culture. And then we see that there's this tremendous setback to it. And everything in the piece, or both these pieces, is related to that, and what the repercussions of it were, and so on. Um, but out of it, of course, we've got these new young archaeologists, and this particular one of the two is focusing on that very strongly. By the end of it, right? They're young future archaeologists that in that culture that are ready to pick it back up again. So that it's like, from what I can see in history, evolution is a hard thing to keep down. It can be interrupted and it can be set back and it can be fouled up in all kinds of other ways. But it seems to be driven to progress and to proceed and to prolong. But we've got this whole beautiful view of it and what they brought to that part of the world too. I mean, my goodness. And then nature is a big part of it as well, especially actually in this one, but in the other one as well. And we'll I'll try to see if I can find a way we can get a copy of that available to you guys, of that other episode of it, just because it's interesting to compare the two. And it broadens our understanding of it to read the two of them. But in this particular case, I think this is a kind of a heroic story. And I might say, as opposed to Darwin's Lost Theory of Love. I haven't had a conversation. I haven't had a conversation with all of you, a couple of you, about the Darwin story. And what comes in my mind, and of course I taught literature to a lot of people, including to several of you, and so I think of Darwin's Lost Theory of Love as reading for me like a novel, very much like a novel. The one that comes to my mind now and then, whenever I think about it these days, and I still think of it a lot, is The Great Gatsby. So you got Darwin as The Great Gatsby, and you've got David Loy as
Nick.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. I always have
Nick.
Nick Carraway. Nick Carraway. Or Nick, is it Nick?
Pretty sure.
Carraway, definitely Carraway, which is a clear choice to have it be a seed. So Nick Carraway is watching this potentially heroic story of Gatsby, which is undone by Gatsby's own inner problems.
Vanities.
Yeah. And so when we look at the story of Darwin, I think he was a tragic hero. I don't really see anything utterly successful about his life story. And then you can say, well, then what are his inner flaws that would have led to that, like you would expect to find in a heroic novel? Well, the first one was he was in too big a hurry to get his idea published in the first place.
Because he was
trying to
vying
beat
with the other
he was
scientists.
trying to beat Foster Wallace or whatever his name is, because they both had the same idea. And so he rushed to print to win that contest. And then pretty soon he realized that he really didn't have the complete idea. Oops. Humankind has a moral sense too. Not just the survival of the fittest, dog eat dog, savage creature that he describes in Origin of Species. But now he can't do the other thing because he's created such a following among the people that believed his wrong idea. When he comes along with this other idea, they're not buying it. And so, but you never hear him discussed this way. I mean, there's somebody must. I mean, Lowy didn't even discuss him this way. And in this other way, when you read Loy's descriptions of Descent of Man and how it was being written and all the other problems, it really does create the image of a lot of sorrow on his part. Too bad about that, you know.
It
Because
is. In the first place, he got bashed for the origin of species by
yeah,
a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
established people.
terribly bashed.
well, and especially by the churches, uh, where where he had a lot of sympathy for them, and was raised with them. Um, uh, I wonder how much that conscience of his was stimulated that way in this new discovery he made about the moral sense. Um, so
Yeah.
what I want to do is come back to the topic again then of interruption of evolution. Because I think this is one that will carry us through to further discussions for a long time. And as we see it in history, as we see it in Darwin's story, and as we see it in
Today.
Sir Henry Keith's view. Imagine how I'm thinking of on that topic. I've thinking a lot about for the last couple of years on enmity complex and how much of an evolution interrupter it is. It's really heartbreaking when you think about it. And right now, as we have it in our own culture,
Strong there.
and how we look at evolution and we can be cynical about it, as I was when I was young, and took it with a grain of salt anyway, and thought about it, you know, with a lot of evidence that seemed to be, you might say, getting in the way. But more and more over the last 6 months or more, as you know, we've been emphasizing enmity a lot. And it does seem to me to be an object in the way of evolution. And but on the other hand, where I think it's possible to find some hope within it is the you might say realistic understanding that we come to is that evolution works on two levels. One would be the group level, and we're in it now. I mean, it's certainly always going to be present that there's a human evolution also in play, just like once at one point there would have been much more emphasis along those lines. But we also understand that there's an individual evolution in play as well for every single soul. No one is evolving at the same pace or at the same level or at the same on the same terms, even you could say. And this is to me really the ground rule of understanding evolution is really to look at it as ourselves and our own deal, as well as the collective one that is we're susceptible to or subject to, and how we are different from all the other species which evolve as a group, right? But not us. We evolve as individuals, just as we have free will choice, like as opposed to other individuals. I know with a few of you, we've talked about this on other occasions. We don't act instinctively. We have instinctual things like defecating and hunger and a lot of things, but we don't live by our choices, by our instinct, the way other animals live. In fact, it's what enables other animals to be never wrong because they act instinctively in a natural way, the way nature tells them to act.
Doesn't mean they don't screw up, but yeah.
Yeah. And so they always do the right thing. But we're different. We have this freedom to be wrong, and we're much more complicated, but we have much more room to grow.
Yeah.
This is where the chakras come in. This is the whole business. This is where the horizontal chakras bar is, where we can see through evolution. We went from physical creatures, two-legged animals, to physical creatures with emotions, then develop an emotional nature. In a way, this is what Darwin was learning. And so we have I mean, imagine when we were just these two-legged animals that were just out there fighting whoever was in our way to satisfy hunger or whatever it happened to be. And then somebody else has got it, and what would be the emotion? Well, maybe envy or something like that, because somebody else has something that we desire. And certainly hating our others and so on. To me, it's the most important idea in ages is this horizontal chakra thing. Because it seems so clear now to me that we just follow this process from an animal with a physical nature to an animal with a physical and an emotional nature, and then an animal with a physical, emotion, and a mental nature, and then that moral nature in the heart chakra, and then a creative nature, and then an intuitive nature, and finally, wow, wisdom. I still think of it as on a vertical plane when I think about us evolving in our lifetimes. And wisdom is, as I see it, the crown chakra. Wisdom is the crown of our own evolution, our personal evolution. And all of this is so beautifully stitched together, sewn together to make it philosophical evolution that we're talking about, where it's in the love of wisdom. I don't see any other way of looking at things when I meditate on it. If we see those seven chakras on the vertical or on the vertical plane, with that seventh chakra being what is going to, it won't be long before we're looking at reincarnation when Mitch will be our leader when we look at the spiritual side of it. That'll be in December. It'll be maybe not until January now because I think nature will probably carry us through December. We've got Ralph Waldo Emerson to look at in his book Nature uh, in a couple of weeks, at least part of it, at least part of the book. And we'll still be looking at nature, and then we'll you could say move on into the um, spiritual side of it, and maybe even spend a couple of months on that, and how reincarnation will be a part of it, I would see, with each of our lifetimes. But think of some people evolving through reincarnation. How high a reach is wisdom for them?
Mm.
Huh?
Well, there's various versions in different cultures. To me, how things kind of break down is, we're talking about philosophical evolution, and we've gone over a lot of evolution that has to do with nature, and of course, we evolved out of nature. And but I think it's good to be distinct in that another field of evolution beyond the natural evolution is our cultural evolution. And that's inclusive of spiritual evolution. Every culture has a different take on spiritual stuff.
Sure.
And to me, that's something that's, a whole nother field beyond natural evolution. So, natural evolution, we've had well defined in history, whether it was Darwin or somebody or other scientists beyond after Darwin, we kind of understand that scientifically pretty well. Spiritual evolution is a whole nother thing that, different cultures have, and people have agreements and different disagreements around it. And to me, that's the that plays into what you call individual evolution. And even though there's different cultural, spiritual traditions, ultimately they address individual evolution and spiritual evolution. And so whether no matter what religion there is, they have that going on. And but you mentioned reincarnation several times, and we have cultures that recognize that and cultures that don't, and that's to me a very interesting phenomenon going on in the world.
Sure.
And that's definitely it's for me, it's hard to imagine individual evolution if you don't believe in reincarnation.
Oh, I think you're right, totally right on that. I would agree with you myself. And of course, it's the Eastern religions really that have a big lead on much of the Western, you might say, sects. As it is, though, this brings us back to the sacred wheel, where we have the hub and we got the rim, and where the various sects are either emphasizing the individual out on the rim, where you might say material events are taking place, or down at the hub, where it's much deeper internal level of self. And the more you're working with spiritual traditions, and several of you here are, as well as myself, where you go deeper. I mean, it's just that the way I would see it would be down on the spoke. but you go deeper into the self, into your own self, and into the depth of the tradition that you're working with. There's certainly an emphasis on your behavior and life on the physical material level, on the external level, but meditation and even chanting and so on. Chanting, of course, you could say, is on the emotional level and yoga traditions, so that you're developing that emotional level. But at the same time, when you start moving deeper, you're moving deeper. I mean, it's just one of those tradition descriptions that are I think the sacred wheel to me is one of the most useful images that we can have as a tool in all kinds of ways. But when you got, but to go back to nature again, as we have been looking at it, and I don't want to skip it. I got 14 minutes before I got to go hear Nora. My little joke on it is that she's with this group called the um, um, it's a joke, but um, the highest level of singing is called what?
Oops.
Yeah, it happens to me too.
All the time.
No, it's
All the time.
you got altos and then you got sopranos, uh, or on the keyboard, treble. Treble. So they're the treble singers basically, and so my joke is that they're the treble makers, um, which which is what they're doing. They're making treble out there, and she likes that. She enjoys it. Um, but in in this in both of these two pieces that I've been preparing for, but especially in the one, um, nature is um, the highest value of these tribes is to be one with nature. I think it's the other one that's so full of this wonderful stuff, and it talks about how there is no difference between the individual and nature, that the individual is in nature, that the tribal members are natural themselves in this way. Now, one might argue that they've got a ways further to evolve. I mean, you might say, the natural self is our external self in a kind of a way, so that the nature has its inner nature as well. But there's just maybe I can read a couple here. Boy, there's so many just in my notes. It's hard to do that without just getting started. There's a reference to Pachamama, I think, but you didn't. You haven't. I don't know if you've seen that one. Yeah, that's a great one. That's the one that has the thing in Monte Grande, and the spiral. That one takes you all around. That one takes you to Peru, it ends up in Peru. Carlos should probably have me rather say. But it starts up in Bolivia, and then it moves to Brazil and Colombia or Colombia and Brazil, I should say. And so, and it really moves around a good deal, and draws them all. But the other one if you can ever get a hold of it, I mean, I I would encourage you to see if you can. Maybe Secrets of the Dead is just impossible for you, um, and um, and then you'd have to track it down on TV, and I don't know how to do that. I mean, I'm not. We're ready to move on, but at the same time, the two together, one is an incredible, a beautiful coincidence that they would both be on TV within a few weeks of each other. Um, and
What is the name of the episode, Phil, you're talking about?
is that Frank?
Hidden end.
Freeze you off.
I can't read your lips sometimes. Is that you, Frank? Hello? Are you still there? I can see you. You can't hear me?